psychiatrist's verdict. So this is about my own verdict as a psychiatrist on the position of whether Nigeria should regulate advertising or not. And I'm going to be answering this with the following outline. Number one, introduction. Then how betting companies exploit the vulnerable. What other countries are doing. My recommendations for Nigeria. My verdict. The reflection will conclude. So the way of introduction. Betting companies in Nigeria, they advertise almost everywhere they see. On billboards, on television, on radio, social media. They even sponsor some football matches and they use celebrity endorsers. Okay, they send promotional messages directly to our phones, our devices. They target young people with promises of getting rich quickly. And they do all of this with virtually no regulation. As a psychiatrist, I do have a problem with that. How betting companies exploit the vulnerable. Betting advertising is not neutral at all. It is engineered to attract and retain the most vulnerable users' addictive tendencies. Okay, financially desperate people in financially serious positions, low financially, and easy access for mobile money. Okay, the techniques that they use are a number of them. They use several techniques to exploit these young persons. How do they do this? Number one, they do welcome bonuses and free bets. They'll do all of that to reduce the perceived risk of starting. Odds boosts, limited time offers, offer ends in 24 hours, offer ends in 3 days, just to create urgency and exploit impulsive decision-making processes, okay? And they also use celebrity influencers, celebrity and influencer endorsements to normalize betting as an aspirational behavior. Then they use push notifications, sending promotional messages directly to users' phones at vulnerable moments. They don't even care. Any time of the day you see their adverts. You open most of your apps, you will see their adverts there. You open most of your devices, you see their adverts. You open most of your, even in-stream ads, you see them as in-stream ads in most of your content on social media. Then targeted digital advertising. They use algorithms to identify and target people showing signs of problem gambling with more betting adverts. This is not entertainment advertising. It's not. It's a predatory marketing. It's predatory marketing, and it is currently completely unregulated in Nigeria. What are other countries doing? Look at United Kingdom. United Kingdom has banned betting adverts before 9 p.m. watershed. They banned celebrity endorsements. They require that there will be mandatory and responsible gambling warnings, okay? And they also place a ring-fenced levy on betting industries for treatment services. Of course, you cannot be in an industry where you are making money from the populace for a disorder that leads to, that causes psychiatric problems. Then when they now have problems and they're in the treatment facilities, they now have to spend all their monies out of pocket to pay for treatment. You should also contribute to treatment services for those particular category of people. So the UK has been able to establish and achieve that. What about Spain? Spain has severely restricted all forms of online betting, advertising hours and channels. They restricted online betting advertising hours and also their channels. These countries have been able to recognize that when there is a free market in gambling advertising, it can create a public health emergency. Nigeria is yet to recognize this. So what are my recommendations for Nigeria? If you ask me, what do you recommend? Yes, number one, the National Lottery Regulatory Commission must introduce mandatory responsible gambling warnings on all forms of betting advertisements. Secondly, betting adverts that are targeting youths, using youth culture, sports celebrities, and even social media influencers must be banned or be strictly regulated. Okay. Then three, a national self-exclusion register must be created to allow individuals to, on their own, ban themselves from all licensed betting platforms. A lot of individuals who are trying to stop these particular behaviors, who are trying to stop these practices, actually see themselves being looped into going back because of these adverts, which serve as cues and reminders for their behaviors which they actually thought they could actually say a goodbye to. So they must be able to have an exclusion register where they can on their own exclude themselves. Then number four, a percentage of betting industry revenue must be ring-fenced for gambling addiction treatment services within our psychiatric facilities. So all these betting industries, betting apps, and whatever they call them, that are making money from Nigerians, when people come down with problems with gambling disorders, the government should be able to make sure that a part of their revenue goes back into the treatment of this problem that is caused by them. Because problem is actually caused by them because of the unregulated advertising. Yes. So a lot of companies have been able to achieve that. Okay. So number 4, which I've already said, treatment revenue must be ring-fenced. Then number 5, the mental health consequences of gambling disorder must be included in our national mental health policy and the National Mental Health Act implementation framework. Okay, among the regulatory framework which we need to expedite the National Mental Health Act in Nigeria, there must be inclusion. The mental health consequences of gambling disorder has to be included. So you ask me, what do you now think? What's my verdict as a psychiatrist? Yes, Nigeria must regulate betting. There's no two way about it. Nigeria has to regulate betting. The regulation of this betting is not to destroy their industry, no. It's not to criminalize betting or make people who bet criminal offenders, no, not at all. But it's because an industry that profits from addiction has a corporate social responsibility to fund the treatment of that addiction. If you are benefiting and making money from addiction, then you have a corporate social responsibility to also fund the treatment of that addiction. And a government that allows predatory advertising to target its most vulnerable citizens is failing in its duty of care. Yes, any government that allows predatory advertising failed duty of care. Gambling disorder is a public health crisis, and public health crises require policy responses, not just individual willpower. So, reflection. If you have watched me up to this moment, episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 of this series, see organizing yourself or someone that you love. You're seeing everything I've described, the signs, the symptoms, and these problems in someone that you love, or even in yourself, about all that I've described. I want you to know that help is available. You're not alone, and there's no shame in reaching out. Okay? At Thriving Minds Mental Health, we provide clinical assessments, we provide diagnosis, and we provide treatment planning for gambling disorder and other behavioral addictions. We work with individuals and families. We also provide second opinions for those who have already seen a doctor but are still not sure of what next step that they need to do. The link is in my bio. You can reach out. Thank you so much for staying with me through this series. Please share it, save it, share to your friends and family members, because awareness is the first step, and someone in your circle will need to hear this today. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Helen for Thriving Minds Mental Health, and thank you for coming this journey with me. I'm grateful. Bye.